Hi, my name is Dr. Simone Ravicz, and I'm a life and business coach. I specialize in small business owners and entrepreneurs who are overstressed and overwhelmed. And I specialize in helping them with a variety of issues ranging from improving their company's bottom line to enhancing the joy and fulfillment that they get from their home and personal life. Common misconception that's really at the height of discovery these days is about the brain. And initially it was thought that the brain was unchanging, that we were born with the brain with a certain number of nerve cells, they would die off, and the brain would slowly decay and we would pass on. However, recent technological developments have really shifted our knowledge of what happens with the brain. It turns out now that we can actually make changes in the structure and the functioning of our brain. Yes, you can absolutely change your brain to improve your life and enhance your life and well-being. One of the techniques that I talk about in my upcoming book, Brain Bliss, 7 Ways to Help Your Brain Help Yourself, is called tapping, or emotional freedom techniques. It's a very simple technique. It's been around for a while, but we know now how effective it is because of recent advancements in technology. And what it would involve, and say you have a problem with anxiety, and I would instruct you on how to go about tapping on different acupressure points while having certain thoughts about your anxiety and repeating certain thoughts. And after that, you would feel much less anxious, a great level of relief. Well, what we could use is a brain scan, and it would show that different parts of your brain had changed depending upon the colors of the brain. Now, there's a part of the brain that is responsible for the fight or flight response, and that would have been underlying your anxiety. And after tapping, we could take a SPECT scan of the brain, and it would show that that area responsible, the amygdala, was much smaller than it had been before we had done the technique. Tapping is fantastic. You can see results after one session, and you need to have a few more, but the results are quick and they're lasting. And that's why so many people are interested in learning further about these cutting-edge brain-based techniques that I talk about in the book. There is mindfulness meditation, which has been around for thousands of years. So what's new about that, you might ask? Why do I include that in this book of cutting-edge brain-based techniques? Because we have learned so much about it through the technology. We know now that people who practice meditation have larger areas in their brains that are focused on attention and concentration and focus, and that their brains indicate a generalized, lower level of anxiety. Another technique is a bunch of letter alphabet soup. It's called EMDR, and that stands for eye movement desensitization reprocessing. That's really helpful when people are suffering from PTSD or trauma. And what it does, it actually moves information that's been trapped in the back of the right hemisphere, unprocessed memories that are experienced as flashbacks and nightmares. It moves that information to the left hemisphere, which is the logical, rational side of the brain. And people have the experience that the nightmares are over, that they can think rationally about the incident, yet without the arousal of emotions. And we know that that works because, again, because of the brain scans, it shows incredible activation in the back of the right hemisphere before, and then lateralize the information, it shows activation in the left hemisphere. One of the biggest things that business owners come to see me for is that they feel stuck in their business. And the failure rate is so high for small businesses that being stuck is akin to suicide. So they have, what underlies being stuck for the most part is fear. And so we do a lot of work on their fears. We take a look at how they're thinking, their negative self-talk. And in a section of the book entitled Positive Psychology, we talk about how to look at that negative self-talk, the stinking thinking, how to counteract it with rational, realistic thinking. And by repeating that over and over, we actually change the neuronal pathways in our brain. We make new pathways that are much more positive and realistic. So the person feels a great deal of relief, and they feel that they can go on and go after whatever it is they wanted to. You can get more information from my website, www.essentialscoaching.net, or you can contact me on my Facebook business page. Also, you might want to check out my business page now. I'm always busy writing new, fascinating blogs that are available for you to read there.